Authorship is one of the most important aspects of publication ethics, and even publication as a whole. It entails credit and prestige, but more importantly, it entails accountability. The integrity of every activity and process involved in publication relies on the integrity of the authors. In the following discussions, we will talk about some roles of the author and some ways we can help prevent ethical issues regarding authorship.
Generally, there are three basic conditions to be met to qualify as author of a scientific article. According to EPA, authors should have made a substantial intellectual contribution to the work product. An individual may make a substantial intellectual contribution in several different ways, including conception and design, acquisition of data or development of models, or analysis and interpretation of data. Wrote or provided editorial revisions to the work product containing critical intellectual content, and approved the final version to be published and agreed to be accountable for all aspects of the work product. Now, what counts as substantial? Substantial contribution, in the context of authorship, means having an essential role. An author is the one, or one of the originators of the idea or concept. An author has hands-on involvement in the whole activity, including planning, conduct, and analysis. In terms of writing, an author should be, at least, involved in the approval of the final submitted manuscript, if not the one who wrote it. An author should be accountable if there would be issues regarding publication. In other words, you are only qualified to claim authorship in an article if you know the work involved like the back of your hand. According to EPA's best practices for designating authorship, the sequence of the authors listing usually signifies the degree of the roles of each. We have the primary author, individual authors or co-authors, senior author or last author, and the corresponding author. The primary author has the responsibility for the integrity of the work product as a whole from inception to publication. It is the responsibility of the primary author to manage and coordinate the development and dissemination of the work product, including drafting, reviewing, revising, clearing, and publishing. The primary author is the one who typically has the greatest understanding of the goals, approaches and findings of the project, the contributions of all participants in the project, and the common practices of the scientific discipline and target audience. Every individual author or co-author should read and approve, preferably in writing, the work product that is submitted to a journal's clearance process and any subsequent versions that are publicly disseminated. Although individual authors may be responsible for developing specific sections of a work product, each individual author should understand and be able to conceptually explain, defend, and endorse the work product as a whole. A senior author is usually a senior member of the project team who served as the driving force behind the concept, organized the project, and provided guidance throughout execution of the project. A senior author may be the head of a research group, laboratory, or department under which the project was conducted, and/or the mentor or advisor to students or more junior scientists with a more direct role in executing the project. The position of last author can be highly valued because it often indicates the senior author with the highest level of academic and/or supervisory status among the listed authors. Because of the prestige associated with the designation of senior author, he or she may be listed last even though he or she had a more significant role in the work product than the preceding authors in the list. The corresponding author is responsible for submitting a work product to a journal or other medium for publication, and for communicating with the publisher on issues of publication revision and acceptance. More often than not, it is the primary author, but any one of the co-authors may serve as the corresponding author. The name and email address of the corresponding author is often noted in the work product, as he or she serves as a point of contact. After publication, the corresponding author manages all communication and correspondence associated with the work product on behalf of the other authors. Authors' contributions and responsibilities to promote integrity in scientific publication. Guest, gift, or honorific authorship is when individuals are given authorship credit by virtue of their stature in the organization even if they have not contributed in any substantive way to the scientific work. Forged authorship is when authors are added unwitting to the papers, without their knowledge, just to increase the likelihood of publication. Orphan authorship is when authors who contributed materially to the work are omitted from the list unfairly by the drafting team. This is unintentional to the part of the orphaned author. Ghost authors are those who contributed to the work but are not listed, generally to hide a conflict of interest from editors, reviewers, and readers. This is intentional on the part of the ghost author. To avoid guest or gift authorship, journals should require each author to have a transparent, identified, and legitimate role in the work. To avoid forged authorship, journals should contact all authors to confirm if they acknowledge their contribution to the work. To avoid orphan or ghost authorship, corresponding authors must have official confirmation that all who deserve authorship are listed, and authors should undergo ethics training. That's all for today's video lecture. Once again, this is Emma. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. These are the two main references for this lecture.